What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be going over AMC in this dark pool OTC market situation. So I've been able to do some calculations and find some more information on this dark pool OTC market situation, and it's a lot worse for the hedge funds than we originally thought. Now, I haven't seen anybody find this information yet or even go through some of these basic calculations, so make sure you stick until the end of the video so you understand exactly what is going on and what my estimates are for the actual numbers that are being traded in the dark pools in the OTC market. So before we get into all of that information, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps me out in getting this information out to as many people as possible. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and what strategies I am using to trade them. And if you guys would like to earn those 2 free stocks with Webull and help support the channel, make sure you check out that link in my description down below. All you have to do is sign up, deposit over $100, and you get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. So after yesterday, when we did see AMC have a very significant run-up, we are seeing a down day today. And at the current time that I'm recording this video, AMC is bouncing around between down 6% and 6.5%. So we are seeing a decent sized sell-off today, but I still do think there is the potential for a massive short squeeze, as I don't think the information being reported to us about the short interest on AMC is correct at all. So we do need to do some background setup on exactly how we are going to be actually doing these calculations and show you guys exactly where these numbers are coming from. So now coming over here, we're going to take a look at the basic dark pool definition that I bet all of you guys have heard of by now if you've been watching AMC videos on YouTube recently. So a dark pool is a privately organized financial forum or exchange for trading securities. Dark pools allow institutional investors to trade without exposure until after the trade has been executed and reported. Dark pools are a type of alternative trading system. This is very key, ATS. So make sure you keep this in mind once we move on later in this video. So that can give certain investors the opportunity to place large orders and make trades without publicly revealing their intentions during the search for a buyer or seller. So one of the keys here is that the only people that know about this trade that would go in are the people that are making the trade. So there is one party that is involved in this. Now, typically what dark pools are used for, as I said in my last video, is for institutions to kind of cloak their trades and hide them from other institutions. Because if one institution comes out and makes a massive purchase in its public information on a given equity, then another institution can come out and aggressively short that same equity and effectively killing the position of the other company. Now, if we come over here, we're going to look at the OTC market. So what is the OTC market? So the OTC market is a decentralized market in which market participants trade stocks, commodities, currencies, and other instruments directly between 2 parties without a central exchange or broker. So in this situation, so these are going to be the non-ATS numbers that we look at later. So OTC, as we said before with dark pools, when there was only one party involved who knew about the trade, now there are 2 parties involved. So they're meeting together, finding a price, and executing the trade without an actual exchange. Now, coming down a little bit further, we can see that some of the products most commonly traded over the counter include bonds, derivatives, which are options, which are very important in this AMC GameStop situation, structured products, and currencies. So derivatives is going to be the most important part of this OTC situation. Now, when we move over here, here's what I found that was very interesting. So this was an article from back in 2014, and FINRA made dark pool data available free to the investing public. Now, one of the most important parts here is under FINRA's new transparency initiative, the public will now be able to see the total shares traded each week by security in each ATS or dark pool. This data will be provided to the non-professional investing public free of charge and is available through FINRA's website. So we haven't really been able to see the actual ATS data being traded on AMC. I don't think anybody's been able to find it. The only thing that we have is the non-ATS data, which accounts for the OTC market, but it is leaving out a significant portion, which is the dark pool. So ATS right here account for a significant percentage of total OTC trading, trading in exchange listed equities in the United States. That is very important for later in this video when we do these calculations. So ATSs account for a significant percentage of the total amount of OTC. So currently over 30% of the total national market system volume of shares traded occurs over the counter. So now let's move along to what we've all seen. So we can see that on AMC, this is going to be the over-the-counter non-ATS data. So this is excluding the dark pools. So this is just the OTC data. We didn't really go over that in my last video. We did call them dark pools, but they are just OTC, and this leaves out the amount of shares traded in the dark pool. So now when you see this total share amount, this does not mean that this is the total amount of shares that are being shorted or bought. It is a volume number. So these are bought and sold. So it's like the gross number of shares traded. We can see that the total shares here on AMC in this time period is about 2 billion shares, and Citadel makes up half of that. So now that we have a background on exactly what we are looking at, we only have the over-the-counter data that leaves out the dark pool information. So this is the non-ATS over-the-counter data. So all of these trades were made between two parties, which is very interesting, and it's very possible that these were options. Now, it's also possible that these were all of the trades that were executed on behalf of all of the Robinhood traders, since Citadel is the clearinghouse and the actual market maker that Robinhood uses. Now, let's get into some calculations. So we can see that the total non-ATS is going to be around 2 billion shares traded, and that's the total volume of shares, as we said before. And if we use the language that we saw back in this article over here, where ATSs account for a significant percentage of total OTC, we can actually do some calculations to figure out how many shares could have been traded in the dark pools. So we're going to make some assumptions here that if they're talking about a significant amount is coming from the dark pools, then we're going to use 75% of this non-ATS data is going to be dark pools. Now, I did misspeak right there really quick. It's not 75% of this non-ATS data. It's the 75% of the total over-the-counter market data. So if we want to calculate how many total shares could have been traded by using this 75%, which is the significant amount, we take this 2 billion number and divide it by 0.25, and we get about 8 billion shares in total on AMC that were traded in this period. Now, this is a very extreme amount, and we are making some estimations here, so it may not be completely accurate, but 6 billion of these shares could have been traded in the dark pool. Now, we've seen a lot on these high frequency trades. Even if you're a high frequency trader, it would be very hard to trade 6 billion shares in a very short amount of time, especially on a company that only has a total shares outstanding of about 450 million. Now, when we bring these numbers back to Citadel, as we can see back here, we can see 1 billion for Citadel, which matches up with what we have on the FINRA data. Now, coming over here, we can see that if we divide this number by 0.25, we get about 4 billion. And if we take that 4 billion and divide it by the non-ATS data, we get about 3 billion total shares traded in the dark pool. That is an insane amount for just Citadel. Now, these numbers could be inaccurate because we are using a significant portion of the total over-the-counter market data. If you bring this number back down to 30% of the total over-the-counter market data that was traded in the dark pools, these numbers become significantly smaller. But for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to show you guys how extreme this could be if this is the actual amount of shares being traded away from public eyes. Now, there are a couple of different scenarios on what could actually be happening here. So I want to bring you guys down to a typical supply and demand chart. So what could be happening is Citadel could be buying shares in the dark pools and on the over-the-counter market, and then at the same time selling them out on the public market, which is going to create some artificial selling pressure, which makes everybody think that there are more sellers than buyers in the market, which is pure manipulation, and they are trying to push these shares down by using this method. Now, I want you guys to think about what we said earlier about the amount of parties that were involved or knew about a given trade. Now, in the first one, when we talked about dark pools, there was only one party involved, and that is the party making the trade. In the OTC markets, there are going to be typically two parties that are in the non-ATS category that know about this trade occurring. Either way, this is far away from public eye, and I don't think it really matters if it's in the dark pool or on the OTC market. The second theory that I have about this is that the market beat data is actually correct, even though a lot of people don't think it is. And what's going on is Citadel is not only carrying out all of the trades from all of these different brokerages, but they are also covering their shorts in the dark pools and putting the shares back and getting them off their balance sheet. Each theory is equally as plausible, and I do think that there is still a significant amount of short interest, but I am just trying to provide you guys two theories of what is actually going on with these numbers. So coming back over to the chart of AMC, at the current time that I am recording, AMC moved back up a little bit, about 8%, so we can see that it is trading closer to down 5% today. Now, I don't think that this AMC GameStop situation is going to be over anytime soon. I think this is going to really carry out for the next couple of weeks, months, maybe even to the end of 2021, because this is a big deal with what is going on in the market. And if we do see this massive squeeze that everybody is expecting, these hedge funds are going to be in such deep trouble that we probably have never seen anything like it before. So that is going to wrap up this update on AMC and this OTC dark pool situation. So if you guys were able to learn something or you just enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It really helps me out a whole lot. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're never late on any one of these new videos that I post, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. And if you would like to help out the channel and earn 2 free stocks with Webull valued up to $1,850, make sure you check out that link down in my description below. All you have to do is sign up to create an account and deposit over $100. So that is going to conclude this update. I hope you guys were able to have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.